All right, and to finish up, let's have a look at the US, and Sky News contributor Kosha Gada joins me now. Kosha, 250 accused migrant gang members have been deported to El Salvador, but this could be illegal, or it is illegal. It's in contravention of the federal judge's ruling against Trump on this. Will there be any ramifications?
You know, legally, Shari, it's hard to see that there will be, because what the Trump team's argument is in terms of the narrow legal question that the judge's ruling was talking about is jurisdictional. The executive order that the Trump team based this on is basing it on some statute from the 18th century that the judge is challenging whether or not that applies here. And their argument is by the time that order came down, the planes were already either mid-air in international airspace, and so the judge did not have jurisdiction on them, or it had landed in El Salvador. So I think that's going to work its way up to an appeals court, but it's kind of a moot point because those folks are not American citizens and they're already out of the country. More broadly, there's a constitutional issue that has been brewing for quite some time, and this is another example on that, where do individual judges who have single jurisdictions in different parts of the country have the authority to keep issuing these nationwide injunctions against the head of the executive branch, which is the president. And I think that thing, we're not at a constitutional crisis yet, but it's headed in that direction the more and more of these happen. And the last point quickly I'd make is the ramifications politically. I think it hurts the Democrats because this issue is one of the few in a divided country that's an 80-20 issue, where 80% of the electorate wants violent criminal gang members that are in the country illegally out. And there's videos showing them going out there and they're like fully tattooed and not sympathetic figures at all. I think them trying to fight to say turn that plane around, bring them back is not going to play well politically for the Democrats.
If only we could deport violent criminals here as well. Kosha, tell us about this polling, because most of the media coverage that we see about Trump is pretty negative, but we hear that he's had his highest approval rating ever, more voters saying the US is on the right track than any time in the past 20 years. Tell us about this poll.
Yeah, so that poll about just the country overall, is it headed in the right direction, wrong direction, is one of the seminal polls in U.S. politics. I think it's been measured since 1936 or something like that. And that's always like a great heartbeat of just where the country stands, even above and beyond the president. And these are really remarkable numbers. I think the last time it was this high was in 2004. And in just September, just a few months ago, it was only 27% of the country thought that it was on the right track versus now 44% or higher, depending on different polls. So that's huge. I also think Trump's personal best is interesting too. So his own approval ratings, while under 50%, are the highest they've ever been. And that really, I think, is a fascinating epilogue to the comeback story that we've been reporting about for the better part of last year, and where he was down in the doldrums after January 6th. To winning, and now having that level of approval is really quite stunning. It won't last forever. He will falter, I'm sure, along the way, but so far so good for just not even 2 months in.
Yeah, it's pretty extraordinary, and I think a lot of that will hinge on where Russia-Ukraine ends up, because he said he was going to solve this crisis. Let's see. All right, Kosha Gada, appreciate your time.